Scene 1, Battlefield. Lights low. Witch's cauldron center stage. Witches slowly circle cauldron, chanting and throwing disgusting stuff into the pot.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair.
Hover through the fog and filthy air.
There are these 3 witches, you see.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire burn and cauldron bubble.
And a big, fat battle.
Boys scream and yell first.
Ah!
Then girls scream and yell. Then all die. Banquo and Macbeth enter center.
Where victorious are 2 thanes. Those are earls. Macbeth and Banquo, also best buds.
Indicates the wrong actors.
No, I'm Banquo.
And I'm Macbeth.
Whatever.
Exit Macbeth and Banquo.
And one bad guy, the Thane of Cawdor, who commits
Treason.
and is stripped of his office.
Enter the king, taking the chain of office off Cawdor's neck. King exits.
Sorry.
Narrator 2 slits Cawdor's throat. He falls, then zombie walks off. Scene 2, Witch's Den. Enter Banquo and Macbeth, galloping in circle to cauldron.
Then, on the way home from battle, Macbeth and Banquo run into them 3 witches.
Enter witches.
What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire.
All hail Macbeth. All hail Macbeth.
All hail Macbeth.
They tell Macbeth,
You shall be promoted to Thane of Cawdor. You shall one day be king.
What?
What about me, huh?
You will not be King Banquo, but your son will, and his son, and his son, and his son, and so on and so forth. Gotta go.
Witches exit.
Did you hear that?
Must be seeing things.
well, who should they run into but
All
hail
Enter King Duncan and Malcolm. King sits.
And Malcolm? His son?
All ignore Malcolm.
Worthy Macbeth, I pronounce you Thane of Cawdor.
He puts Cawdor's chain of office around Macbeth's neck.
Oh, and by the way, can my son and I spend the night at your castle tonight?
Sure.
Exit King and Malcolm. Scene 3, Macbeth's home.
The witches were right. I was promoted. Hot dang. Does that mean I'm gonna be king too?
Macbeth writes ahead to his wife.
Taking out pen and paper.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Was glad to hear her dopey husband has finally accomplished something in his life.
Enter Lady Macbeth. Holding a matching note.
Finally! He is so filled with the milk of human kindness, it drives me nuts. He must look like an innocent flower, but be the serpent underneath it.
King Duncan, his son Malcolm, and Macbeth arrive at the castle just in time to go to bed.
Enter Macbeth with King, Malcolm, and grooms, who all yawn and stretch.
Welcome, my good king.
So very good to see you, darlings. Oh, good night.
King and Malcolm go to sleep. 2 grooms stand guard.
We shall proceed in this business no further. He hath honored me of late.
You must do this, Doofus. We must kill the king tonight while he sleeps.
And if we fail,
Screw your courage to the sticking place, and we will not fail.
She pantomimes pouring the wine/potion.
I'm putting sleeping potion in his guard's wine to knock them out. Be a man, for crying out loud. Come.
Lady Macbeth gives the grooms wine. They sleep. She exits.
Macbeth sees a vision and says something famous.
Narrator 3 holds up dagger as if floating.
is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not. Art thou but a dagger of the mind?
Okay, that's enough. The imaginary dagger leads him to the king's chamber, where he...
Macbeth grabs the 2 sleeping grooms' knives and stabs the king, who screams and wriggles.
Ah!
He stabs again. The king screams.
Ah!
Then a 3rd time, screaming and wriggling.
Okay, I'm dead.
Sleep no more.
Macbeth does murder sleep.
Sleep no more.
Macbeth shall sleep no more.
This is freaking me out.
Macbeth runs out with daggers.
I have done the deed.
Yeah? So what are you doing here with the daggers?
I can't go back in there.
Oh, forget it. I'll do it.
Lady Macbeth takes the daggers and smears blood on the grooms to make it look like they did it.
My hands are of your color. Let us wash this filthy witness off our hands.
The happy couple rushes off to bed when a knock comes at the gate.
The Macbeths lay down stiffly, eyes wide open, biting fingernails. Scene 4, Macbeth's home. Enter gatekeeper.
Knock, knock.
Who's
there? Ouch.
Ow.
Bless you.
A funny old guy mumbles the first bad knock-knock joke and finally answers the door to see Macduff, yet another Thane.
Gatekeeper opens door with a creak. Enter Macduff.
Rise and shine, people. It's a beautiful morning.
Pretending to yawn.
What's going on, dude?
Macduff goes in to wake the king only.
Ah! Horrors! Horrors!
They find out the king is dead.
Lady Macbeth pretends to faint. Macbeth runs in and kills the groomsmen, pretending they killed the king. Malcolm, the king's son, is afraid for his own life.
I'm afraid for my own life. To England, will I?
Or something like that.
Pushing Malcolm off stage,
He runs off to England and forms an army to get revenge.
Lady Macbeth takes the king's crown. Macbeth rolls the king off stage. Scene 5, outside Dunsinane Castle. Macbeth and Banquo standing center stage.
Meanwhile, Macbeth gets another little promotion.
Lady Macbeth puts crown on Macbeth's head. All clap. Lady Macbeth exits.
The witches were right.
Yes, the witches were right.
Stars, hide your fire. Let not light see my dark and deep desire.
Well, the Macbeth started going a little crazy from the lack of sleep and gut-wrenching guilt.
Banquo watches Macbeth from the side.
Thou hast it now. King Cawdor Glomus? All as the weird woman has promised. I fear thou playest most foul for it.
Macbeth senses Banquo is onto him, so he hires some murderers.
Murderers, come on down!
Murderers run on like a game show.
Alright, look, you two. I want Banquo dead, and his son, too. Now!
Exit Macbeth. Banquo and Fleance gallop out. Murderers kill Banquo. Dramatic death scene.
Oh, I die! Horatio!
Banquo collapses.
Good night, sweet prince, and may flights of angels sing you to your rest.
Wrong place, silly.
That's Hamlet.
Banquo sits up.
Whatever.
Picky, jeez.
Murderers chase Fleance off. Banquo does a zombie walk off. Scene 6, dining hall. Enter banquet guests, who sit around table. Lady Macbeth serves guests. Macbeth standing.
Well, that same night, the tribe and Macbeths got a little get-together. And just as the fun is getting started, in sneak the murderers, who whispered to Macbeth.
Enter murderers.
Psst, my lord.
Is Banquo dead?
His throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of cutthroats. And his son?
Most royal sire, Fleance has escaped.
Exit murderers.
Huh. Extreme nausea.
Macbeth has a small anxiety attack. The guests ask him to
Sit, excellent king.
No, no room.
What do you mean?
Here's an empty seat.
No, it's full.
And just then, who should he see but
Banquo's ghost! Ah! Go away, dumb ghost!
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Macbeth has another anxiety attack.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood.
Don't worry. It's okay. My husband suffers from anxiety attacks since a child. No worries. Everybody, get out, please. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Exit Lady Macbeth, Macbeth, and guests. Scene 7, Witch's Den. Witch's Cauldron is stage center.
That night, Macbeth travels to see the witches.
Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to rooky wood.
Enter witches.
Double, double. Toil and trouble.
Blah, blah, blah.
By the pricking of my thumbs.
Something wicked.
This way comes Macbeth. Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Tell me my future.
Macbeth, beware of Macduff. Macbeth cannot be killed by any man born from a woman.
But what about Macduff?
We'll get to that later. Macbeth will be king until Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane.
That's Macbeth's castle, by the way.
Birnam Woods? You mean the trees get up and move and walk to attack me? Ha! Fat chance.
Show his eyes. And grieve his
Come
heart.
like shadows, so depart.
Exit witches.
Wait, what about Banquo's son? Will they be king?
Enter Banquo's ghost, and 8 kings doing a conga line dance with crowns pointing to Macbeth.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. 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 Hey!
Ouch! The glistening crown scorncheth mine eyes. Banquo, you rat!
Exit Banquo's ghost and 8 kings. Scene 8, Dunsinane Castle / Macduff home.
Macbeth gets back to the castle and finds out. My lord, Macduff has fled to England.
England? He must be joining up with Malcolm, the king's son, to come get me. Yikes. Well, Macduff will be sorry. I'll send my men to slaughter his wife and children. That will teach him a lesson.
Exit Macbeth and messenger. Enter Lady Macduff and Macduff daughters. Macduff daughters are singing annoying kids song.
Baby shark, baby shark,
Enter murderers with melodramatic stabbing.
Yeah.
Murderers stab the Macduffs, who collapse. Enter Macduff.
What? My children killed and my wife? My pretty little chicks?
Dead Lady Macduff and Macduff daughters zombie walk off.
Baby shark, baby shark, do 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 do.
Scene 9, Dunsinane Castle. Enter Lady Macbeth.
Meanwhile, back at the castle, Lady Macbeth has lost her mind from guilt. She has been sleepwalking and wanders around saying famous lines.
Rubbing her hands.
Ow, damn spot! Ow, I say!
No, she's not talking to the family dog. She thinks the blood from the king's murder is still on her hands.
What? Will these hands ne'er be clean?
Things get worse here. Lady Macbeth kills herself.
Alas!
Lady Macbeth plugs her nose and jumps off cliff and dies. Enter Macbeth's messenger and Macbeth.
The queen, my lord, is dead.
Exit messenger.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Macbeth has a strange way of processing his emotions.
Out! Out, brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Anyway, he doesn't have much time to grieve, because lo and behold, coming towards the castle is...
Girl Scout cookies?
No!
A large pepperoni pizza?
No, come on guys, it's Macbeth. Think real hard.
Dead Lady Macbeth sits up.
Woods.
Correct.
I read ahead.
Standing, she zombie walk exits. Scene 10, outside Dunsinane Castle. Enter Macbeth's messenger.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought the wood began to move.
Liar and a knave.
Within this 3 mile, may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
Exit messenger. Enter Malcolm's army, each holding a twig.
The witches were right. Again.
We're seldom wrong, Sonny.
Arm and out. Ring the alarm bell. Blow wind. Come rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Macbeth confronts the enemy.
Hey, you stick people. What's he that was not born of a woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none. So bring it on.
Malcolm's army attacks. Macbeth slaughters army.
Come on, let's have a little competition here. This is too easy. I live a charmed life. Only he who wasn't born of a woman can kill me. Anyone?
Wait a minute.
He whips out his cell phone.
Hey, Mom, it's me, Duffy. Say, wasn't I born through a cesarean section? Yes. That means I was not really born of a woman, which means...
To Macbeth.
I can steal lunch.
Since Macbeth killed Macduff's family, Macduff was only too glad to oblige.
Macduff and Macbeth draw swords, circle each other.
Rook, I am your father.
Really?
No. Actually, I can't back that up.
Macduff and Macbeth duel. Macbeth falters.
And because this is a medieval play, we like to add a little dramatic effect at the end.
Macbeth falls in slow motion, so his head becomes hidden. Macduff slowly brings his sword down, pretending to cut off Macbeth's head. Macduff chases Macbeth's severed head, and then holds it up.
Here you go, boss.
Narrator 11, sitting Malcolm down.
And Malcolm is crowned.
Enter witches, placing crown on Malcolm. All bowing. Macduff kneels.
Here you go, boss.
Hands Malcolm Macbeth's head.
Gee, it isn't even my birthday.
And so, boys and girls, the moral of the story is...
A headless Macbeth wanders out, his shirt up over his head.
Be careful what you ask for.
Awkward pause, and then...
The end?
Yeah!